had different VHS cassette tapes playing movies in different rooms on pretty small televisions, but tried to set the environment as much as I could. I would serve up bacon and peanut butter and banana sandwiches and blue suede shots. There was a sing-along at my piano one year, so it's a good excuse to celebrate some music. I do embrace Elvis Presley's birthday, and I will for pretty much the first half of What's on Tap, including events you can celebrate tonight and in the future. And a shout out to all the Elvis fans on their way to Serb Hall right now to see Logan Ramey's Elvis tribute. That starts at 7 and should be a lot of fun. There's some interesting Wisconsin connections to Elvis, and the song you need to hear is one of his big hits, and it is the last song that Elvis performed on stage in Milwaukee. It was a concert at the Milwaukee Arena in the 1970s. So I welcome you. I know, it's like, ooh, what could it be? So make your guess, see if you're right. Just around 6:45 with the song you need to hear. And I welcome you to share your fandom, your fondness, and birthday greetings for Elvis on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. Be part of What's on Tap with your Elvis enthusiasm, 855-616-1620. And my Good Karma Brands teammate, Marilee Mon, she shared her Elvis affection with me.
I remember the day that I was home watching TV and found out that he had passed away. And I was sitting on the couch, bawling my eyes out. And my wonderful brother comes in and goes, "What is wrong with you?" I go, "Elvis died. It's the end of my world. I loved Elvis. It's so sad. I'm devastated." And of course, my brother did not make me feel better, but that's just how big brothers are. So it was a very sad day for me. So happy birthday, Elvis.
Why did Elvis mean so much to you?
It was just, he was so handsome and he was a rock star. I was a teenager and he was just his music. And I just thought he was just the hottest man ever.
You're not alone. I got into Elvis in the 90s, well after he had passed away. And I still found him mighty fine looking and his music just wonderful. What is one of your favorite Elvis songs?
I like all of them. He was just so happy in his stage performance. The guy went up on the stage and just rocked it. He was just so much energy and he just made you feel so good.
Did you ever get to see him in concert?
I did not. I was too young. I wasn't able to go to concerts yet, so my parents were not letting me go to concerts yet.
But do you think about that? Now in the social media world, we can pull up YouTube videos, you can stream songs. So you really could listen to Elvis on records, but the rare times he was on TV.
Right, that was it. You got to see him on TV, and the rare times you didn't have, there was no other way to hear him or listen to him or on the radio. That was it.
Did you watch the Aloha from Hawaii special live?
I did watch that.
Wow.
I did watch it. It was amazingly awesome. And I have not been to Graceland yet, but someday I will go there.
Oh, she just sounds, I just love that it just brings up those emotions and memories and happy times. Marilee Mon, my Good Karma Brands teammate, sharing her memories and just that snapshot of time where, you know, we have so much going on with social media and everything is so immediate access. You can dig up stuff on YouTube. Man, we didn't have that. And in the 70s, you didn't even have video cassette players and recorders at that time. It was all in real time, which is cool. So I welcome your memories, your musical fandom. Use the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line to pipe in 855-616-1620. And next, WTMJ's Eric Bilstad's feature with interesting insights on Elvis and his legacy from Dave Lurson of the Shepherd Express. Dave also co-authored the book Elvis Presley, Reluctant Rebel, His Life and Our Times. That's next on What's on Tap.
Had a mishap at home? I'm Eric Mishevsky from Mishap Solutions. From roof leaks to hardwood floors, walls, windows, and everything in between, we'll turn those mishaps into solutions. With over a decade of restoration experience and a passion for quality craftsmanship, there is nothing we can't fix. Licensed, insured, and lead-safe certified, your home is in expert hands. When your home needs expert care, visit mishapsolutions.com. That's MISHAP Solutions, your historical restoration specialists.
Accident Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
The person who stood out most to me was Secretary of State Marco Rubio. I think his knowledge of international affairs really stood out, and he was pretty outspoken.
Entertainment.
How about restaurants? We're seeing a lot of new ones. What do you think is going to happen in that sector?
And more every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, you're crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Happy Elvis Presley's birthday to you. One of my favorite musical artists, and a lot of good music of all kinds. And asking you to share your memories and Elvis fandom and enthusiasm, and maybe with some of your favorite songs. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620 is always available to you if you want to take part in What's on Tap or any of our shows here on WTMJ. And I want to thank Caroline for texting in. We're talking about, I used to have Elvis birthday parties regularly for at least 5-year stretch there. And, you know, when you're a hostess, you got to serve the properly themed foods. And I was talking about different food, and Caroline said, texted in, I did Elvis sandwiches with banana and peanut butter and chocolate and toast that was pan-fried and drizzled with more chocolate. Oh, that sounds delicious. Thank you for sharing, Caroline. So 855-616-1620 if you want to join in the fun. And I want to share this with you. Last year, it was Elvis's 90th birthday. He would have been 91 this year. And Eric Bilstead had a very interesting interview I want to share.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Well, that's one of Elvis's hits. This is what I really want to share.
You know the name. You know the voice. You even know the wardrobe. He's the king, Elvis Presley.
A little less conversation, a little more action.
He had a great ambition, he had a great voice, and he wanted to sing everything.
Dave Lurson is the managing editor of the Shepherd Express, and he co-wrote the book Elvis Presley, Reluctant Rebel.
He didn't want to be stuck with rock and roll. He liked rock and roll, but he wanted to sing country. He wanted to sing blues. He wanted to sing gospel.
And that ability to try new formats, to try new music, led to a growing fan base.
For broken-hearted lovers to cry.
He just came to encompass just about everything that Americans like about music. He was just, bigger than any one genre of music.
And that ability to cross genres was enhanced thanks to television.
Take it easy, baby, I worked all day and my feet feel.
He became the first superstar through television. His manager, Colonel Tom Parker, a lot of bad things can be said about him, but he had a very astute understanding of how television could bring the image and the sound of Elvis to a wider public. And that's what happened. If you were a middle-class teenager in suburban America, Leave It to Beaver America of the 1950s, and all of a sudden here's Elvis on TV. It was startling. It really left an impression on people.
I'm not too sure about tonight. I'm a little nervous about a job. And I'm late now. I'll see you later.
Lurson also says the king was much smarter than people gave him credit for.
He read books. He was interested in the world around him. He wasn't a fool. I mean, he wasn't being fooled by the music industry. He understood how things worked. He allowed himself up to a point to be manipulated by Tom Parker, but eventually he put his foot down and rebelled and changed the direction of his music.
Quite the combination there. High intelligence with an interest in playing several types of music, a rebel who fought back on the establishment while also taking advantage of the media to become a superstar. So who does he remind you of?
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift would be the only comparable phenomenon right now that I'm aware of. Taylor Swift was not so much a product of television, but astute social media marketing. which would be the equivalent nowadays. And in terms of having an enormous audience of young people like Elvis did in the late 1950s, she's accomplished that. Will Taylor Swift be a popular, much idolized pop culture figure 20, 30, 40 years from now? I think it's possible that she might be.
So Taylor may be like Elvis, but who is Elvis like? Had he lived? So if he had not passed away 47 years ago, where do you think he would have ended up? What ultimately would he have been doing in his later years?
I'd like to think he would have followed the same direction as Johnny Cash. In the last years of Johnny Cash's life, he found a cool, younger producer who challenged him, throwing unexpected left-curve ideas at him. And Johnny Cash made some of his best albums during the last couple years of his life because of that influence. And I think that because Elvis was interested in so many different kinds of music, if he had found somebody like that, he would have made some very spectacular recordings to finish out his career. And who knows? I mean, Dick Van Dyke is 100. Maybe Elvis might still be alive today.
Some would argue the king isn't dead. Either way, his music lives on.
Interesting insights. It's thought-provoking and well-researched. Thanks to WTMJ's Eric Bilstead for creating that feature last year on Elvis's 90th birthday with author and Shepherd Express fella Dave Lurson, and lots of Elvis events to enjoy and his Wisconsin connections. That is coming up on What's on Tap, and getting some interesting Elvis enthusiasm on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Join the conversation. I'll share some theories next on What's on Tap.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Looking to build or remodel? Then check out the 2026 Metro Builders Association Home Building and Remodeling Show, presented by Nuns January 9th through 11th at State Fair Park. Learn about the latest home building and remodeling trends from over 150 MBA industry experts. And be sure to check out the all-new Builder Boulevard. If building or remodeling is on your 2026 to-do list, then don't miss the NBA Home Building and Remodeling Show this weekend at State Fair Park. For more information and tickets, visit mbahomeshow.com.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry? I'm Deb Cruz, president of ADAM, the Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee. The 114-member new car dealers that make up ADAM have extremely desirable service technician, sales, administrative, and management positions available now, and new ones opening up every day. Whether you're just getting out of school or considering a career change, the salary and benefits are fantastic, and the potential for advancement is unlimited. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an ADAM member new car dealer. Live the life you've always imagined. What you do today can improve all your tomorrows.
Go to work happy when you go to work in the auto industry. For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
The 6th annual Hales Corners Hometown Boat Show is on now at MW Marine. Check out the newest fishing boats from Lund, Vexus, and Ranger, all powered by Mercury Outboards. Grab a gorgeous 2026 model or save big on remaining 2025 Mercury-powered boats with substantial rebates. Demand is high, so get to MW Marine today. Free parking and free admission. Don't miss the Hometown Boat Show at MW Marine, MWMarine.com.
If you missed this,
we're talking to U.S. Senator Ron Johnson. Senator Johnson, the House voted to repeal that provision that would let you and others sue the DOJ for at least $500,000.
Or this.
Well, I'm telling the truth. I mean, listen, I'm very frustrated by the fact Democrats are getting away with saying if Republicans don't spend $200 billion
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com. Presented by Dave Drakamp Heating.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
I said, see, Ryder. Oh, see what you have done. I said, see.
Happy Elvis Presley's birthday to you. Man, that sounds good. Welcome back to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. I am Sandy Maxx. I feel like I'm at a meeting. I am an Elvis Presley fan. I did not wear one of my many Elvis Presley T-shirts today. I did think about it, but I thought I'll dress up. I've got a Hellenica Hootenanny meeting the creator and cast members from a brand new musical coming in. So I thought I'd look a little more professional than the world's biggest Elvis fan who used to throw Elvis birthday parties. But it's been fun sharing memories and sharing the legacy of Elvis Presley. I'm going to share some Wisconsin connections and some Elvis events to look forward to. There is one happening tonight. You've still got time to get there. Starts at 7 o'clock at Serb Hall. I'll get you all the details, but if all you need to know is there's a great Elvis tribute artist performing tonight at Serb Hall, then get on over there and have some fun tonight. And on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. If you got a favorite Elvis song, shout it out to me. If you want to say happy birthday, Elvis, I'll take that too. And we also, again, got a great recipe from Caroline. If you want to fire up some Elvis food tonight, Caroline recommends Elvis sandwiches, banana and peanut butter and chocolate on toast. Then you pan fry it and drizzle it with more chocolate. That could be a good breakfast item as well, a good Elvis sandwich. And then Paul texted in. At first, he caught me kind of off guard. He said, hey, I wanted you to comment about the recent representation of a pastor who thinks he is his Elvis. I was like, wait a minute, I don't think I know this story. And then I looked it up. I was like, I do know this story. It's a guy named Pastor Rob Joyce. He's based in Arkansas. But a bunch of people, like if you just look up Pastor Rob Joyce on Pastor Bob Joyce on Facebook, you'll see a bunch of people do think that he could be Elvis in his later years. Because, man, back in the 70s when the National Enquirer and all those super terrible tabloids, they were always having Elvis sightings and suspecting that he was still alive, but just in hiding. There are still some people, I'm sure, who believe that with all the conspiracy theories that tend to rage on social media. I can only imagine that there are some even more curious ones that I don't know about Elvis. But I do know somebody who totally thinks that Pastor Bob Joyce is Elvis. Now, for the record, the pastor says that he is not Elvis. He is dedicated to spreading the word of God. So he is dedicated to God, not the king. And but I have a friend, Todd at Mavericks, great bar, 24th and Howard. He is convinced that this guy is Elvis and wants to do a road trip and go visit him. He has not quite convinced me to jump in the car and go along, but as far as road trips, that could be an interesting one. So what are your thoughts and memories of Elvis Presley? What song are you going to crank up tonight? And I will tell you that the song you need to hear is a great hit by Elvis, and it's the last song he performed on stage in Milwaukee. It will all be revealed about 6:45. And I do want to mention, for those of you doing dry January, good on you. It's been a solid week from January 1st, or if you started after the weekend like me with a damp January, good for you. We got our streak going. And Visit Milwaukee, I found this today. They have a Milwaukee's Mocktail Trail, a dry January bar crawl. So where you can find some great social venues to have some non-alcoholic and delicious beverages, like Agency Cocktail Lounge, which is the 2025 James Beard Award winner for Best New Bar. You can go try some gourmet cocktails at Agency. The bar inside St. Kate, the Arts Hotel, offers up a non-alcoholic drink called A Walk in the Park. And there's also Tropic Lounge that is on the Mocktail Trail dry January bar crawl, and the Upper Bar, which is it's right near the St. Kate and part of the Associated Bank Milwaukee Rep complex, and it overlooks the river. The Garden Nojito instead of Mojito there. And those are downtown locations. If you go to Bayview, the Central Grand Cafe right there on KK, and the Sugar Maple right there around the corner are offering good NA drinks, and Cafe Corazon. And Cafe Corazon is also part of Maida House's Dry January campaign. And if you get the non-alcoholic house lime margarita. All of those proceeds go support Meta House and the work that they do to help people recovering from substance abuse disorder. And also in Third Ward, Central Standard Craft House and Kitchen also is leaning into the non-alcoholic dry January. Pufferfish at the rooftop of Hotel Metro, where you can get really fun umbrella drinks in unique glasses. Pufferfish is also going non-alcoholic, and the drink suggestion on the Visit Milwaukee website for the Mocktail Trail, the drink suggestion is Flip the Bird. It's a fun name for a drink. Also, the Edison is on the Milwaukee Mocktail Trail. So if you want to look that up and stretch out your dry January fun, it's on visitmilwaukee.org. Visitmilwaukee.org. More Elvis fun, events, and Wisconsin connections on What's on Tap. But first, now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Jessica Gatso.
Thanks, Sandy. Breaking news in Oregon this evening. Federal Customs and Border Protection agents shot 2 people in Portland. A man and a woman were transported to a hospital. Their conditions are unknown. The FBI says it will be investigating. A man from West Dallas faces felony charges after a high-speed police chase ended in a crash that killed his cousin. 19-year-old Jonathan Prado is accused of second-degree reckless homicide and fleeing an officer. West Milwaukee police chased his car around 1:30 a.m. last Sunday after he sped through a red light near Lincoln and Miller Parkway. He crashed into a tree near Mitchell and 37th, then the car burst into flames. Prado and his cousin, 18-year-old Isaac Gravino Zavala, were ejected from the car. Zavala died from his injuries. The Milwaukee County Zoo closes their aviary after a confirmed case of bird flu. Zoo officials found a wild Canadian goose dead in the parking lot. It tested positive for avian influenza. So they've closed the aviary out of an abundance of caution, and no birds in the zoo's care have been affected. Visitors can still visit the zoo's Humboldt penguins and whooping cranes in their regular habitats. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Safer traffic. Mostly clear on the roads at this point. Just a bit of a delay still lingering on 94 eastbound. That is between 84th and Hawley. Taking a look at the WTMJ forecast. Tonight, rain turning into scattered showers and windy. Could be some thunder there, and total rain is looking at about half an inch, a low of 38 degrees. Friday, a chance for morning mix, and then later mostly sunny skies, a high of 43. Saturday, snow is likely, looking at 1 to 2 inches possible, a high of 34. Sunday, mostly cloudy and windy, high of 31. Monday, mostly cloudy, a high of 38. Right now in Madison, it's 45 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 39. In Waukesha, it's 48. And in Milwaukee, it's 45 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:32.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Well, here we are. It is 2026. Remember last year when you said never again? Did it work? You didn't start your business to spend lots of time doing bank reconciliations, cash flow projections, or inventory analysis. Let us help you keep your New Year's resolution to stay on top of your finances and keep your books up to date. Don't do the same thing this year and expect different results. Start the year off on the right foot by calling the Neal Group to help you understand your numbers and make them better. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call 414-325-2040 now to set up a meeting to see how you can make 2026 the best year ever. The first meeting is free. That's 414-325-2040. 888-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
There must be lights burning brighter somewhere.
The voice of Elvis Presley, all his different genres and eras, whether you dug jumpsuit Elvis or jailhouse rock Elvis, 50s or right back from the military, 1960s Elvis, whatever your genre of Elvis is, today's the day to celebrate and lean into it because today would have been Elvis Presley's 91st birthday, and his music still lives on. The Baz Luhrmann movie about Elvis was a lot of eye candy and fun to see, and pretty much launched Austin Butler into the stratosphere. I'm a big Tom Hanks fan. I didn't fully buy all the way into his Colonel Tom Parker, but I still enjoy him. It was a fun movie to see. So good excuse to lean into some Elvis music, or maybe watch Viva Las Vegas, lean into an old Elvis movie. But if you really want to enjoy Elvis, there are a few live events that I would love to tell you about. One tonight in particular that is at Serb Hall. Starts in about 25 minutes. There's still room for you. Logan Ramey, a tribute to the King. Going to be rocking Serb Hall tonight. Starts at 7, but you can expect Elvis music from like the 50s and the 60s and the Vegas years, and it really is a birthday party for the King of rock and roll, backed by the Change of Habit show band. That's a movie that had Elvis Presley and Mary Tyler Moore. She played a nun. How's that for a reference? But Elvis tribute artist Logan Ramey, he was inducted in 2023 into the International Elvis Tribute Artist Hall of Fame. So we're not messing around. And here's some high praise. How good is Logan Ramey? Elvis Presley's stepbrother, this is the quote from Logan Ramey's website, said, quote, "If I close my eyes, that's Elvis. It touched my heart. The only person I ever heard sing like that was my brother. And Logan was real close. Scary. That's how close it was." So if you're looking for a real deal, fun tribute to Elvis tonight, this is Serb Hall is a place to pull up tonight before 7 o'clock. And the next Elvis tribute show I want to tell you about is coming up on the 16th, which, if I want to check my calendar correctly, next Friday in Bayview at Puddler's Hall is the Steve L. Show, Elvis tribute show at Puddler's Hall. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. 3-hour jam-packed Vegas-style Elvis show. And I'm going to tell you, I picked up this flyer at my local Woodman's. I was like, what is this? This looks like fun. So we're kind of going lo-fi old school, just putting up the flyers. And if you love Elvis, this is going to be a fun show. Hey, free parking in the neighborhood. And I love that on the flyer it says reasonably priced food and drinks. Also, the enthusiasm for Elvis next Friday at Puddler's Hall. The other note is arrive early. We expect a full house, just $10 to cover to get in to see Elvis. It's the Steve L. Show, Elvis Tribute Show, Puddler's Hall in Bayview next Friday, January 16th. And one more live Elvis event to tell you about. Sunset Playhouse in the springtime. They have a production of All Shook Up, April 23rd through May the 10th. That is going to get you a good dose of Elvis music. The synopsis is it's 1955, and into a square little town and a square little state rides a guitar-playing young man who changes everything and everyone he meets in this hip-swiveling, lip-curling musical fantasy that'll have you jumping out of your blue suede shoes. Heartbreak Hotel, Jailhouse Rock, Don't Be Cruel, just some of the songs you could expect in All Shook Up, a crowd-pleasing musical that is inspired by and features the songs of Elvis. And Ella Walker from Sunset Playhouse was my guest on What's on Tap earlier this week, and she was telling me that auditions are coming up for All Shook Up. So stay in touch. Check the Sunset Playhouse website. If you think you can channel Elvis so well that you could be in the cast of All Shook Up, take a risk. Go swivel your hips and see if you can get cast in All Shook Up at Sunset Playhouse. SunsetPlayhouse.com, and you can get on their mailing list and get on their regular list for audition notices. And so those are some fun live events. If you know of any others, or if you just want to share your Elvis birthday excitement, you can join me on the WTMJ Sighting Unlimited talk and text line, 855-616-1620. And there's an Elvis Presley stone monument in Madison to an amusing, legendary trip he made in Madison. And I also have some Wisconsin concert info for you before we play the song you need to hear, which Elvis played here in Milwaukee. All that's coming up on What's on Tap.
This winter, treat yourself or someone you love to a getaway right here in Milwaukee. Milwaukee Hotel Month is coming with up to 25% off stays from January 14th through February 28th. From cozy boutique hideaways to modern downtown favorites, you'll find the perfect place for any kind of getaway. Enjoy world-class theater, inspiring museums, and award-winning dining, all paired with a warm, welcoming place to unwind after a full day of exploring the Brew City. Check in, chill out, and make winter feel a world away at visitmilwaukee.org/hotel month.
Hey, I'm WTMJ's Sandy Maxx, and as you spent time with your family this holiday season, as you were catching up, you've probably been thinking about those visits. How are those loved ones doing? Physically, mentally, emotionally? If you're noticing changes, my friends at 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman, they are here to help you start maybe an awkward but important conversations that can lead to a happier lifestyle. They offer free educational programs and trusted resources for families considering those next steps. Absolutely free. And when you're ready, learn more at their website, 3pillars.org, or you can call them 800-848-5306.
She's been putting off knee surgery for years, and she had a trip coming up to Ireland, and she knew she was going to be walking a lot more than she had become accustomed to. So she finally took a chance and called for an appointment. And you know, it ended up helping her. She was able to do the walking and sightseeing pain-free. It led to an enjoyable trip, and I think we're going to be able to help her live a better life going forward. One that won't let pain stand in her way any longer. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and these are the kind of real-life stories I love to hear. Pain can take so much away from us, and when we can alleviate that kind of pain, it makes our purpose here at Rejuvenex that much more fulfilling. Don't let pain stand in your way any longer. Every day is precious. Take that next step. Schedule your appointment at Rejuvenex and start living your life again.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Take a look at our Google reviews to learn more.
This message reaches 1 million people or more every week. Spreading the gospel is more than one voice speaking to 1 million. It is and must continue to be 1 million voices, each speaking to one, pointing them to our friend Jesus.
The Lutheran Hour with Dr. Michael Ziegler.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella windows and doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
This is one of my favorite Elvis songs. I was starting to wait for him to make some sounds. I was like, no, you can listen to this on your own later. Giving you some Elvis Presley music tonight during this first hour of What's on Tap in honor of Elvis Presley's birthday. At 7 o'clock, we are going to have Helenica Hootenanny with the creator and a couple of cast members from a brand new musical created right here in Milwaukee before it has plans to go to New York. So that is in store after 7. I'm looking forward to that. But first, though, got to get all my Elvisness in because there's some cool Wisconsin connections to Elvis Presley, and you'll even hear what the last song Elvis Presley performed on stage in Milwaukee. Take a guess. It'll be the song you need to hear in just a little bit. But I was talking about some Elvis events that you can enjoy, and there's one more thing you can do in person. You could see one of Elvis Presley's Harley Davidsons. It is on display right now at the Harley Davidson Museum. It's part of the This Is Me exhibition that really spotlights all kinds of motorcycles that have been customized to the owners because they really are an expression of your individuality. And Elvis Presley's 1956 Harley Davidson KH is on display. And not just the Harley, there's also some really older, precious memorabilia of Elvis Presley's at the Harley Davidson Museum. So if you're craving some up closeness to some of the King's artifacts, including a Harley, you can see those at the Harley Davidson Museum. And another Wisconsin connection I got to experience, if you want to see some video that I took on a spring day, text the word watch to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. If you text the word watch, you will see a little stone monument in Madison. I had heard about this legend and I was like, I don't know, is it really true? It's kind of a fun one. If you're not familiar with it, Elvis was into martial arts, as you may remember. He did a lot of the karate moves and the kicks when he's wearing the jumpsuits, and he supposedly had broken up a fight in Madison. And it turns out it's true. He was in Madison June 24th, 1977, and it was just before what he played what was his last concert in the state of Wisconsin, June 24th, 1977. And supposedly, the story goes, he had just arrived in town late at night, riding in a limousine, I should say, in the backseat, I'm sure, with his legs stretched out. The limo stopped at an intersection, and as he's looking out the window, he saw a teenager getting beaten up by two other guys at a gas station. And his bodyguard wasn't really happy, but Elvis immediately jumped out of the car in his jumpsuit, as the lore goes, walked up to the scene and used his karate training to break up the fight, telling the attackers, quote, "I'll take you on." Can you picture it? So this synopsis is on this little stone, as well as the image of Elvis that they have is more of his like jailhouse rock 1950s days with him on his toes and a guitar. So not really the same Elvis that would have broken up this fight. It's not a jumpsuit Elvis that's on this monument, but you can find this monument. The gas station is not there. It's a little stone marker. And I remember driving around Madison. It was a beautiful, hot day, and I did lay down next to the monument and take a selfie, but that's not as good as the video I took. So you can see that video on our YouTube live stream, but it really is one of those remarkable stories from Elvis's life and doing things his way. You couldn't stop him. It turns out how that fight ended. The two youths who were beating up the kid said, oh, okay. They stopped. And once Elvis decided that the situation was settled, he shook hands with all three, got into his limo, went to his hotel. And that was truly less than 2 months before he passed away in August 18th, 1977, or August 16th, sorry. January 8th birthday, August 16th, rest in peace day. And looking through, I wanted to see how many shows Elvis Presley performed in the state of Wisconsin. And one of my favorite websites is called setlist.fm, where you can find out what concerts and what songs were played. And they keep a lot of other statistics. And looks like, according to setlist.fm, because it's user-generated content like Wikipedia, so it's pretty truthful, 1956, May 14th, Elvis played in La Crosse at the Mary E. Sawyer Auditorium. Then it took him about 20 years. He came back and played June 14th and June 15th, 1972, back-to-back shows at the Milwaukee Arena. Then he came back a couple years later, played June 28th, 1974 at the arena. Then he went back to Madison in 1976 in October at Dane County Coliseum. And the Milwaukee Arena April 27th, 1977. Then he went to Ashwaubenon the next day and played the Brown County Veterans Memorial Arena April 28th, 1977. Came back a couple months later, and that was the show I was just telling you about, June 24th, 1977. The last Wisconsin concert was in Madison at the Dane County Coliseum. So just fun to trace where Elvis was in Wisconsin. And the next song you hear is the last song that Elvis Presley performed live on stage in Milwaukee. See if you can figure it out. It's the song you need to hear next on What's on Tap.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Ha-ha, yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Every year I make the same resolutions.
What, get rid of your husband?
Don't be silly. No, get organized. And I'm finally keeping it.
Because we're turning that cluttered closet into a custom space that actually works.
More shelves, better hanging.
Space for shoes and sanity.
Start the new year with a closet that makes your mornings easier.
It's one resolution you don't have to do alone. We'll design it with you.
Get started at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
Anybody out there like political ads? I already know your answer, and it's because a lot of them are bad. Phony dialogue with the sound effects of a diner in the background, dramatic voiceovers with scary music that changes into happy, hopeful music when the candidate being pushed is described. Whatever happened to an honest pitch from a candidate that doesn't sound like they're reading, but rather expressing their genuine passion to bring about change? Use us and we'll drive that home, and voters will believe you. Anderson-Smith.com. We will help you win in the next election. Making a big advertising budget work? To us, that's easy. We feel that our ability to make small advertising budgets work in a big way truly demonstrates we really do know what we're doing. And that's why we should talk. We'll take your advertising budget, put it to work, and if history tells us anything, it will be the best investment in your business that you've ever made. Go to Anderson-Smith.com, email me, and I'll call you in short order. Because small or big budget, we help advertisers get better results.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
I'm Sandy Maxx, celebrating Elvis Presley's birthday by playing for you the last song that Elvis Presley performed on stage in Milwaukee. It was at the Milwaukee Arena downtown, April 27th, 1977. 22 songs on the set list that night, and the very last one was a romantic song. There are over 1.2 billion streams of this song on Spotify, and the next Elvis song that's even close has 653 million, and it's Jailhouse Rock. But the most streamed Elvis song and the last song that Elvis played in Milwaukee is this romantic song. Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley is the song you need to hear on What's on Tap.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be if I can't
minutes on What's on Tap. The song you need to hear, Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley. On Elvis Presley's birth date, he would have been 91 years old today if August 16th, 1977 hadn't happened and people lined the streets when Elvis Presley passed away. It was a cultural happening for sure, and his legacy and his music still lives on. And I will still keep checking the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 if you want to share some Elvis enthusiasm and memories or favorite songs. But we will be shifting gears. I'm excited. Just after the 7 o'clock newscast, we are just minutes away from what I'm calling a Hellenica Hootenanny. You're going to meet the creator of a bold, bright, new musical and a couple of the cast members. It's called Hellenica the Musical, and you can be at a public reading. Find out more. Stay with me here on What's on Tap.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Want to tell you about my friends at the Hounds and Tap. It's in Menominee Falls, right off Silver Spring, and it is our go-to place for doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming services for our Greyhound night. Amazing place, amazing people, and designed for dogs. For years, we've trusted the Hounds and Tap with Night's daycare, boarding, and grooming because, well, they're the best. If you're searching for top-tier services and a team you can trust, check out the Hounds and Tap. It's in Menominee Falls. View their services online and get connected at thehoundsandtap.com.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me. Not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem. And I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who will tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
We see you out there being an original, which is why you shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, because you know we have everything you want and need at prices that give you the most for your money. Now that we're past the holidays, it's time to gift yourself men's and women's zero exposure outerwear, half price, 25% off select Carhartt graphic hoodies. Plus, rewards members save $4 on select bags of Blaine's Farm and Fleet dog food. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry? The Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee new car dealer members have service technicians, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 45 degrees. Tonight, rain turning into scattered showers and windy. Could be some thunder in there. Total rain looking at about half an inch, a low of 38 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. Federal Customs and Border Protection agents shot 2 people in Portland, Oregon this afternoon. A man and a woman were transported to a hospital. Their condition is unknown, and the FBI says it will be investigating. President Trump sat with reporters for over 2 hours answering questions about Venezuela.
President Trump telling the New York Times that the U.S. will be running Venezuela for, quote, much longer than a year. He also is not ruling out putting American troops on the ground.
What would trigger a decision to send ground troops into Venezuela?
I wouldn't want to tell you that because, I can't give up information like that to a reporter.
The New York Times asked the president whether there were any limits to his global powers.
Do you see any checks on your power on the world stage? Is there anything that could stop you if you wanted to?
Yeah, there's one thing, my own morality, my own mind.
Trump still did not outline a plan for governing Venezuela. Everyone is safe after a bomb threat at Concordia University. The threat was received early this morning. Mequon police did a comprehensive search of the buildings and did not find any suspicious items. Law enforcement gave the all clear in the afternoon. It's unclear if the campus was locked down during the investigation. A man from Waukesha accused of killing his parents as part of an assassination plot against President Trump officially enters a guilty plea.
As part of Nikita Kasap's plea, 7 additional counts against him were dismissed in court Thursday, but could still be considered when he's formally sentenced in March. The now 18-year-old is accused of killing his mother and stepfather last year, then taking cash and jewelry and fleeing before he was arrested in Kansas. Waukesha County District Attorney Leslie Basie expressed mild surprise at his plea decision.
I mean, there's really no downside for him to take it to trial.
Kasap now faces life in prison. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services is not making any changes to vaccine recommendations for kids. Health officials say they will continue to recommend the schedule provided by the American Academy of Pediatrics.
The guidance comes after the CDC reduced the number of universally recommended childhood vaccines from 17 to 11.
They took vaccines for hepatitis A, hepatitis B, meningitis, rotavirus, flu, COVID, and moved them to the shared decision-making category.
Dr. Ben Weston from the Medical College of Wisconsin. The CDC's new schedule more closely aligns with Denmark's.
The bottom line is that these vaccines are safe, they're effective, and they've been proven over decades.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Rounding out 2025, residents across the Badger State saw a big bump in school property taxes. City Forward Collective Executive Director Kaliston Morgan tells WTMJ's Point Taken.
Think about funding for any school district as a bucket. The dollars are the water. The state pours in some water first. Whatever the state doesn't fill in that bucket, that's what local districts are allowed to go out and raise in property taxes.
According to the Wisconsin Policy Forum, the nearly 8% tax hike last month was one of the largest in the last 3 decades. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:03.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait, call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Car Edge. The stress of car buying is finally a thing of the past. Car Edge negotiates with local dealerships for you, keeping your personal info private. With an average of 20-plus years of dealership experience, Car Edge experts know every trick in the book, saving you time and money. No sales calls, no wasted hours playing games at a dealership, just the best deal on the car you want. WTMJ fans get 20% off. Call 414-667-7413 or visit caredge.com/WTMJ for a free, no-obligation consultation today.
Close your eyes and picture Europe by water, sunlit ports, ancient cities, and effortless elegance. With Viking Cruises and Fox World Travel, the Mediterranean becomes your front porch. No crowds, no casinos, just culture, cuisine, and curated experiences designed for curious travelers. From Italy to Greece, every detail is handled, so all you do is savor the journey. Ready to sail Europe the refined way? Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com to book today.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. For the first time in over a month, Packers running back Josh Jacobs did not appear on the team's injury report. Saturday's game against the Bears will be Jacobs' third career playoff game.
I just reiterated to the guys, man, like these is the moments that we dreamed of our whole life since we was little kid, wanted to play in these type of situations. The reason why we worked as hard as we did, sacrificed whatever, to be in these situations, to have a chance to play in the Super Bowl. The opportunity is unique, and we don't want to take it for granted.
In an 11-minute interview with an NBA writer for the New York Times, Giannis addresses his future in Milwaukee, saying, quote, "There will never be a chance and there will never be a moment that I will come out and say I want to trade," end quote. Antetokounmpo can opt out of his contract in the summer of 2027. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Mostly clear on the roads at this point, no major incidents and no slowdowns. And time for the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, rain turning into scattered showers, windy, and maybe some thunder. Looking at a total of a half an inch of rain, a low of 38 degrees. Friday, a chance for morning mix. Later, mostly sunny skies, a high of 43. Saturday, snow is likely, looking at 1 to 2 inches possible, a high of 34. Sunday, mostly cloudy and windy, a high of 31. Monday, mostly cloudy, a high of 38. Right now in Madison, it's 47 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 40. In Waukesha, it's 49. And in Milwaukee, it's 45 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Welcome to the second hour of What's on Tap. I am Sandy Maxx, and I am joined in the studio by a fun and talented group of men. I'm calling this the Hellenica Hootenanny.
Perfect.
The Hellenica the Musical public readings are creeping up on us at the end of the month, January 30th and 31st. You can be one of the very first people to experience a bold, thoughtful musical about the first democracy. That sounds pretty tempting now, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So let's do a round robin. Who I have in the studio with me is the creator and two of the cast members. So to get the Hootenanny started, we're just going to go round robin. Say your name, say how you are involved in Hellenica the Musical, and then what you're doing when you're not in Hellenica the Musical. We'll start with the creator.
Awesome. Thanks, Sandy. Pleasure to be here. My name's Kyle Thomas Hannikin. I am a composer, lyricist, and playwright, and creator of Hellenica the Musical. When I'm not writing and focused on this upcoming reading, I'm a performer at Comedy Sports Milwaukee. I've been an improviser and comedian there for about 9 years. Spark and joy, being silly. We do 4 shows a week there, every single weekend, Friday and Saturday. Check it out. It's super fun, fast-paced for the whole family.
That is, what an interesting dynamic to be in the moment, improvising, not scripted, and then also have this other world where you're writing the book, the lyrics, the music, and controlling every single moment of a production.
Exactly.
Whoa, that's going to be interesting to find out how you roll with that. So he is Kyle Thomas Hannikin. Next.
Hi, my name is George Lorimer. I am playing Antisthenes in Hellenica, who's one of the philosophers in our show. And when I'm not in Hellenica, I'm performing around town. I've worked with Milwaukee Repertory Theater, Skylight, First Stage, Door Shakespeare, companies around town, and also produce with my own company, Vanguard Milwaukee.
I get to say welcome back because you visited me with your Vanguard Milwaukee production. Was it All Is Calm?
Yeah, we had cast members from All Is Calm come here. I think not last year, but 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what a beautiful piece of art that is.
Hear, hear.
And it's become a holiday tradition. If you don't know, go just give everybody a one-sentence summary of All Is Calm.
Yeah, it's our. We just wrapped on our 4th annual production of it. It's a beautiful musical piece about the World War I Christmas truce.
And based on letters and all male a cappella chorus.
Yeah, all documentary theater, letters, journal entries set to this beautiful, rich a cappella music.
So for those of you who are like, wait a minute, I didn't know about that. The 5th annual will be coming up, I hope.
Yes.
There we go. You heard it here.
26 coming up. Mark your calendars.
Excellent.
December.
He is George Lorimer. And next.
Hello, I'm
Hi.
Ekene Kigwani. I am Plato in Hellenica. When I'm not doing that, I'm acting around town. I am a company member of the Constructivists, run by Jamelyn Gray, and also a company member of All In Productions, run by Alex Sherrill and Erica Case. I also write my own music. I am a musician, rapper, singer, under the name Radex. And yeah.
I didn't know the full musical capacity that you had, because when Jamelyn was here talking about the Deadly Constructivist holiday show that you were part of, I was playing your composition of Carol, or your rendition of Carol of the Bells, which was absolutely festive, but also a little frightening. It had that ominous feel. It really set a tone. So I was excited. I'm like, oh, an actor and a musician, but like full on. How long have you been a rapper under the name Radex?
For about, 5-6 years now. Time is crazy.
It is. Well, especially after 2020. I feel like we've all been shifting. Somebody else said unprecedented today, and I was like, boy, we have said that a lot since like 2020. That's been 6 years now. We've been using the U word. So, so that did kind of gray things out. So I am so pleased that all of you are here. Thank you so much for joining me and for creating art that is engaging and also thought-provoking. Anytime that you can combine, like, hey, I'm going to learn ancient Greek history through song, I think that's powerful. What made you want to create Hellenica, the musical?
Yeah, I mean, that's the question. It was a kind of two things coalescing. I've always been really inspired by just the sheer power of historically accurate fiction. I think there's something so special about taking the past stories of our ancestors, and we're storytelling people. I'm also of the view that history is perhaps our very greatest teacher. So there's that side of it, and then I just read, out of sheer curiosity, I just read a book on ancient Greece. I wasn't even halfway through it when Socrates shows up in the narrative, and his story and his arc was so compelling to me. Those two things kind of merged, and my thought was, where is Socrates' story in kind of the 21st century zeitgeist, whether it's in theater and film or television? And there are a few works, but kind of in essence, nothing that really broke through. And when I sort of realized that there was this slight absence of his story being told, I knew in my gut, my intuition was just yelling at me, you got to do this. And I knew it was going to be a years-long process. It took me 7 years to write this show. But
when did that process start?
Early in 2019.
I say I can do math. Don't worry, but just because sometimes an idea, okay, maybe they weren't contiguous years, but and we were just talking about the mush of 2020. It was like, okay, so how?
Yeah, time's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's with that theme, and talking about time is crazy. Before we take a quick break, to me, time is crazy in that we think of Shakespeare being so influential, but that's 1500s literature.
Yeah.
Here's ancient, capital A, literature that you're like, I'll just pick up some old Greek history and see what I can pick, and that this has resonated so strongly with you.
Yes.
Thousands of years later, with themes and being curious about one man's journey.
Yeah, and his place within the world's first democracy. Something we can maybe touch on this a little bit more depth, but something that is so profound to me is that a lot of the questions that were posed by Socrates and Plato, they are profoundly relevant in the 21st century. A lot of what they were dealing with and getting to the crux of is their discussions that are almost as relevant, if not even more relevant, to the modern day. Which is profound. You'd think that we maybe, that's ancient, it's old, we don't need it anymore, but it's pertinent and it's pressing and it's pointed.
And we'll find out how you are conveying that through song and through theater, and what the grander plans are for Hellenica, the musical. Stay with us for our Hellenica Hootenanny with Kyle, George, and Ekene. Stay with us here on What's on Tap.
Some pizza places have changed their tune about using real mozzarella cheese, but not Marty's. We use only 100% real mozzarella cheese, and we wouldn't have it any other way, because quality matters. Oh, you can taste the difference. With 100% real mozzarella, there's elasticity. And even when it's cold, it's still delicious. Marty's Pizza, nothing but 100% fresh ingredients and nothing but 100% real mozzarella cheese. We're easy to find at martyspizza.net.
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
Practical principles that make every dollar count. Small budget advertisers can't afford to waste one penny. It all has to go to work in the most effective and efficient way possible. Anderson Smith advertisers are setting themselves apart 24 hours a day, every day of the year. The power of the airwaves is real. You just have to know how to harness it. We'll get you deals you can't, and you'll get results that you won't without us. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results. Don't buy ad packages. Buy into a plan, even if you don't use us to do it. Because unless you're willing to sell your product or service for a lot less than what it's worth, you're setting yourself up for almost guaranteed failure. Put an ad plan together and stick to it. Tell them what sets you apart and have consistent branding so it can work for you with a snowball effect rather than just trying to make a big splash. And if you need someone who can really make your dollars work hard for you, Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results.
I'm Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Chief Medical Officer for Community Health at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Every year in the U.S., about 21,000 lung cancer deaths are caused by radon, an odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas. 1 in 10 Wisconsin homes has high levels of radon. Does yours? Call 1-888-LOW-RADON or visit lowradon.org to learn more. Test, fix, save a life.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Analyzing the news from the perspective of those in the field. Hey, it's WTMJ's Adam Roberts. Join me every Sunday at 10 for Reporter's Notebook, where we take a deeper dive behind the biggest stories of the past week, told from the perspective of the reporters, anchors, and news directors making decisions behind the scenes and covering the stories you hear every single day.
Bringing you the story behind the story. It's Reporter's Notebook, Sunday mornings at 10 on WTMJ. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. I am Sandy Maxx and joined in the studio by talented creatives. I love this. Kyle Hennigan, playwright and creator of Hellenica the Musical, which is why we heard the ancient Greek lyre there. And in the studio also, cast members Ekene Ikegwani. Did I do it?
Yes.
Yay! Yay! Mad respect. And George Lorimer.
Also correct.
Also, yay! Good. I always think it's tacit disrespect if you'd mispronounce somebody's name and you don't take the time to try and get it right. Mm-hmm. And it's also years of PA announcing for Marquette women's basketball. They kind of, you want to get it right. So I'm glad I got it right. I'm glad you have spent time with me. Am I impeding on rehearsal time as the public readings are getting closer on January 30th and 31st?
You are not. Formal rehearsals will start in about 2 weeks or so. We're having a few kind of open workshops in the next week or two as well for people to hash out any materials that they want to work on. But no, we're all good. Your timing is perfect, Sandy.
Perfect. So I'm glad we can kind of get together and have a hootenanny, kind of a cast party here for Hellenica the Musical and educate people as to what the show is about. So as the creator, what is your, when somebody says, what in the world is it? And like, let me just tell you in like one sentence or two.
Yeah.
How do you describe Hellenica the Musical?
So it is set in the golden age of Athens, in the world's first democracy. And in a single sentence, this story charts the last 33 years of Socrates' life, and also examines the role of his teacher and muse, a foreign woman by the name of Aspasia, who is commonly overlooked from history. A lot of people don't know that Socrates his teacher was a woman.
You don't hear much about the women of the ancient times.
You don't.
And that's not pity party. It's just fact.
It's true.
It's not chiseled in stone.
One of the best biographies on Aspasia's life is actually a book called Prisoner of History. And that title kind of does shed some light on, it's intentional, it sheds light on the fact that history has mostly been written by men about men, and that women have been intensely overlooked in the history of our civilization.
And look at you, Kyle Thomas Hannikin, rectifying that centuries later.
As best I can.
And doing your research. I have to imagine you had to dig in and do some real research to accurately portray 3 decades of Socrates' life and all of these important, influential aspects.
You would be correct. So I, in the early stages of this, once I had the idea, I realized, they say, write what you know. I knew little to nothing. So I realized I had quite an uphill battle ahead of me, but it was very exciting. I read English translations of pretty much all existing Greek poetry, philosophy, theater, history, and oratory from the birth of the written word, so from Homer, all the way down to the death of Socrates. So I familiarized myself with the output of this culture for about 18 months. And I did not write a note or a word for a year and a half until I had the skeletal outline of the whole show, a song structure, who sings what song when, in what scene, and why. And it was only when I passed kind of that milestone that I felt that I had a framework, a strong, solid framework, and then pivoted into music and lyrics and writing dialogue and everything that comes with that.
George and Ekene, like when you hear him talking about just how much he has put brain power and heart and soul and creativity into it, how does it affect you and your approach to being part of this Hellenica, the musical cast?
I have mad respect for all of that because
Ekene, you're Plato.
Yeah.
Like that, you've got your own research to do, I think.
Yeah, I do, because I was talking to Kyle about this, where it's like I also know very little about ancient Greece, and like I know that Plato and Socrates are related, but sometimes it's just like, wait, which one was the teacher and which one was the student? It's like, okay, Socrates was the teacher and Plato was the student, and then it goes on from there. But yeah, it definitely affects my process by me wanting to just learn a little bit more as I'm going into it, because like I want to do justice to the work and justice to the effort. 18 months is not a small amount of time, and especially when it comes to pronouncing names, because
that's real.
Greek names are crazy.
Yeah.
George, how about you?
Yeah, I think what Ekene said, really honoring the work and honoring the effort that Kyle has put in, over years into this process. We work with this for about a week, and then, we're putting it out to the public. So I think, doing our research, especially because a lot of these figures we're playing philosophers still have impact to this day. They lay the groundwork for Western philosophy. And so there's a lot of literature and writing about these people that we can look to and study to help inform that performance. Because I know, as any actor does, finding those little details can help you find yourself in a character and make those attachments to make that performance real and profound.
And the name of your philosopher?
Antisthenes, who is one of the founders of the philosophical school of cynicism.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you relate to that automatically?
It depends on the day.
That's a fair answer. We're going to continue our Hellenica, the musical hootenanny, with the creator and cast members as we get to know more about the music in this show and really the universal themes that are carrying down from centuries, and how you can see the public readings. That's all coming up on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me, not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem, and I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who will tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Socrates. Oh yeah, Socrates. The only true wisdom consists in knowing that you know nothing.
Is that accurate?
Somewhat. it's a slight misquote of what he puts forward, but
Well, as it should be. That is a moment from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And when I
classic.
found out that I was going to get to have a cast party with Hellenica the musical and that Socrates is the main character, immediately I can't help but go, oh, Socrates.
Of course.
You know, like it is in our pop culture vernacular. So
It is.
I was wondering who you are hearing. Do a round robin, say hello and introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
Kyle Thomas Hannikin, the writer, composer, lyricist of the show.
George Lorimer, I'm playing Antisthenes.
And
Ekene Kegwani, I'm playing Plato.
you will hear more of their voices after the 7:30 news because we are talking about their brand new musical called Hellenica the Musical about Socrates and his life and teachings and how many of these themes from the first democracy carry through into 2026. And through music. So I'm very excited. And you can see this play reading January 30th and 31st. At Vogel Hall is a great space to see
Oh,
it
it
at
is
the Marcus Performing Arts Center.
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. So we'll get you up to speed. But I also was leery. I was wondering what your attitude would be if I was like, hey, can I play Bill and Ted, the Socrates? And all three of you lit up and laughed. And I saw you chuckling while that little movie clip was playing.
It's like, please.
So I'm glad you have a sense of humor. Is there some humor in Hellenica the musical?
There is plenty. In fact, there is a 14-minute play within a play, fully set to music within this. The comedy called The Clouds, written by Aristophanes, which does come down to us, more or less complete. I adapted that 90-ish minute play into a 14-minute condensed, fun, wacky, fast-paced, densely rhymed track. And it's vital. There's not probably enough time to get into the depths of this, but There is no way to understand Socrates' fate without understanding the role that comedy has in slandering his image and his name and his reputation in the city of Athens.
Fascinating. Well, we're going to learn more about Hellenica, the musical, with Kyle, George, and Ekene. So stay with us. But right now we do go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Jessica Gatso.
Thanks, Sandy. Authorities in Portland, Oregon say there was a shooting involving federal law enforcement agents. Police responding this afternoon to a man and a woman with apparent gunshot wounds. The Department of Homeland Security posting on social media that Border Patrol agents were conducting a targeted vehicle stop and say the agents fired defensive shots after the driver, quote, weaponized his vehicle. Wisconsin lawmakers are considering a bill that would provide PTSD coverage for part-time and volunteer firefighters. State Senator Andre Jacques says this would support emergency officials dealing with emotional trauma after responding to horrific accidents and medical emergencies. The bill unanimously passed committees in the Assembly and Senate. It now heads to both chambers for a vote. A new option for traveling to other Midwest cities. Greyhound has launched a new bus service from Chicago to Minneapolis. It makes numerous stops across the Badger State, including Milwaukee, Wausau, and Chippewa Falls. The Department of Transportation says the new route will target rural communities, providing access to long-distance transportation. The bus route is up and running with one trip per day in each direction, 7 days a week. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. All clear on the roads right now, no incidents and no delays. Time for the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, rain turning into scattered showers and windy. Could be some thunder in there. Total rain looking at about half an inch, a low of 38 degrees. Friday, a chance for morning mix. Later, mostly sunny skies, a high of 43. Saturday, snow is likely, looking at 1 to 2 inches possible, a high of 34. Sunday, mostly cloudy and windy, high of 31. Monday, mostly cloudy, a high of 38. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 45 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:33.
I'm Libby Collins. This week we talk with Milwaukee freelance author Nicole Haase about her adventures being a contestant on Jeopardy.
I took a ride share, and because, you sort of have to have like a pass to get on the lot and things, they tell you to get dropped off at the gas station across the street.
Get dropped off at the gas station?
Yeah. There's some of it that's very funny.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well,
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Point Taken with Scafidi and Bry.
What did people do before when they just didn't have their phone to distract them?
We talked.
Did people talk more, or did they just sit
yes.
awkwardly? That is a good one for going into next year. Embrace being bored. Trying to find times when you can just not have a podcast on, not have music on, and be bored and let ideas come to you.
One of my favorite things is just have a weekend day where I have nothing to do.
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ. What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Which of us is allowed to write the laws?
And who is permitted to lead?
What are the root causes of political corruption and greed?
Who qualifies for freedom of speech? Is a world within reach that nurtures and heals? And what will it take to make real our ideals?
That is a moment, just a moment, from the brand new musical Hellenica, the musical, that is going to have a public reading January 30th and 31st at Marcus Performing Arts Center's Vogel Hall. And we are joined in the WTMJ studio. I'm calling it a Hellenica Hootenanny with the creator, Kyle Thomas Hannikin, and two of the cast members, George Lorimer and Ekene Ikegwani. I always want to do it right. Ekene Ikegwani. You might have seen Ekene at some Constructivist theater productions. You might have seen George. Where was your last performance, George?
Christmas Carol at the Rep.
What part did you play?
I am young Scrooge and
Oh,
Topper.
you are.
Yeah.
Now that I said, it's so funny. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can see that now.
But always under a wig. Nobody recognized me.
But that's wonderful. Well, so see, people have seen you on stage recently. And Kyle, again, give us another kind of 1 or 2 minute summary of this musical that you have been spending 7 years creating.
Yeah, so it tells the story of the final years of Socrates' life, set in the golden age of Athens. At its core, this musical really explores the inherent fragility of democratic institutions, the importance of raising your voice against injustice, and also the power of ideas to shape society. And some of the specific themes that are explored, both in song and in the dialogue, are these notions of justice. Like, what is it? Why is it important? Truth. How do we define it? How do we pursue it? The power of rhetoric and the spoken word, and where all three of these, justice, truth, and rhetoric, where do they merge and how do they merge within not only democracies but within any systems of power? These were the questions that were relevant to Socrates and to Plato, and these are the themes that are explored in this show. And if I may say so, they are as important and as timely then as they are now.
I think you're absolutely right. And that was a moment from one of the songs called Wonder. Tell us more about that song.
Yeah, that's the opening number of the show. That's the introduction. We meet Plato as our narrator. And yeah, it sort of sets the groundworks in what I would, I guess, say is a relatively Socratic frame, insofar as a lot of these characters are simply posing as questions a lot of the themes that this show ends up exploring. And we hear a lot of diverse voices. It's a large cast.
Tell us about the cast, because it's an impressive cast. 2 folks here included.
Yes. This cast is stacked. I mean, Ekene and George, I have seen them perform numerous times. They are so talented. But we also have Broadway star Nathaniel Hackman is performing as Socrates.
With his experience, I loved the Back to the Future musical. I saw it in London. I didn't see it in New York, but it's such a great adaptation of a film. It's one of those beloved properties. You're like, I'm going to fold my arms, not so sure. Great musical, and also with his experience in Les Mis.
Yeah, and we might, a little later on in the show, we might hear his voice. He recorded a song called Ignorance. We might hear, so you can hear.
We can make sure we hear that.
Yeah, the power of his baritone.
I think. Do you want to hear a little bit of it right now?
Sure. Let's make sure we're talking about the other cast members, but let's hit it.
But here's a sample of Timothy Hackman.
He asked the divine advisor for her expertise, if any man was wiser than Socrates. And now I don't know how to decipher what on earth she meant. went. When she replied that no man was, leaving me utterly perplexed because I am so aware that I am ignorant.
My mom was a philosophy major at the University of Louisville. I think she's just going to absolutely love this.
Wow.
You know, I mean, just because the first time I heard that, which was about an hour ago, that's the third time I've heard it. I was like, I just love that. Like, who's wiser? And she said, no one. Like, wait a minute, it can't be me. You know, so
Exactly.
Really, that's a wonderful lyric. So that's Timothy Hackman's voice.
Nathaniel
Excuse
Hackman.
me, Nathaniel Hackman.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
I was so worried about it. Getting Ekane's last name wrong, and I'm getting other people's first names
and it's
wrong.
a large cast. There's so many names.
Impress us with some.
If you don't mind.
Yes,
please. Tegan Early is playing Aspasia, Socrates' teacher and muse. She sang as Athena in the viral sensation Epic the Musical. Her voice is just incredible. We have Andrew Varela, Milwaukee legend, playing Crito, who's Socrates' best friend.
Another man who has some Les Mis experience.
Yes, precisely. Let's see. Christian Spey is playing Pericles, the leading statesman. We have...
this is just mean. I could read them to you, you know. Joey Shalius is the nephew of a college buddy of mine, and wasn't he just at the Chicago Shakespeare Theater?
He was.
In the Kinks musical.
Yes, that too.
And he's taught at First Stage. So, you've got wonderful cast.
Oh, thank you.
So, I mean, how do you choose these cast members to tell this story that you have worked so intricately on?
There's no way for me to answer that question without giving a very serious shout out to all of the incredible theater organizations in this city. From the Milwaukee Rep to Skylight Music Theater to Milwaukee Chamber Theater to Next Act and Renaissance Theater Works to the Constructivists. I became familiar with most of these talented folks just by going out and experiencing live theater. This city is exploding with talent, and the programming in this current season is just it's really incredible. So shout out to all of those organizations for putting a lot of these folks on my radar so that I could then reach out to them and see if they were interested.
What a compliment to our community.
Absolutely. Yeah. And in fact, the reason I became familiar with Nathaniel Hackman is because of the Milwaukee Rep's production of Titanic a few years back.
That was excellent. And Andrew Varela was in that too. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And yeah, his voice stood out, and I looked in my program. I was like, "Who's that guy?" Wow. And I remember
you're shopping.
Yeah,
but I could see that you'd be shopping for the right characters in your musical.
And I didn't know I was going to be doing that at the time that I saw
really?
Titanic.
You were just impressed.
But I was so impressed that his name stuck with me. Yeah. And fast forward a few years, almost exactly a year ago, I just reached out to him on Instagram. The power of technology, and I just said, "Hey man, I'm working on a show. Do you want to record a song?" We heard that snippet from Ignorance, and that's the result of me. I flew out to Manhattan, booked a little studio time, and he laid down that track in like less than an hour. And it has been generous enough to agree to play the lead in this upcoming reading at the Marcus Performing Arts Center on Friday and Saturday, January 30th and 31st. Tickets are on sale now.
You're a force. You're a creator who gets things done. He is Kyle Hannigan, the playwright of Hellenica, the new musical, and I'm joined by cast members Ekene Ekegwane and George Lorimer. So stay with us as our Hellenica Hootenanny continues.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to start strong, so you can give everything you've got. From plate-loaded strength equipment and functional training areas to treadmills, stair climbers, and free weights. Our equipment is best in class, and our clubs are right around the corner, so you can make this your strongest year yet. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 9th. Are you coming? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Looking to build or remodel? Then check out the 2026 Metro Builders Association Home Building and Remodeling Show, presented by Nuns January 9th through 11th at State Fair Park. Learn about the latest home building and remodeling trends from over 150 MBA industry experts. And be sure to check out the all-new Builder Boulevard. If building or remodeling is on your 2026 to-do list, then don't miss the NBA Home Building and Remodeling Show this weekend at State Fair Park. For more information and tickets, visit mbahomeshow.com.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS caused by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $152,000 in taxes because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a clear plan and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
'Cause your beauty is not confined to the body or the mind. What matters is invisible. It resides deep inside, in harmony with the divine. Let it be your guide. Your guide as you climb.
Whose voice is that we hear on The Ladder of Love from the new Hellenica the Musical?
Oh, well, you will hear her live on Friday and Saturday, January 30th and 31st. That is the incredible Elizabeth Blood from right here in Milwaukee. One of the just most incredible voices in the state, if I may be so bold. She's singing the song The Ladder of Love, which comes in Act 2 of our show. This comes from one of Plato's dialogues, this metaphor of a ladder of love for the sort of ascension from love of the body to love of the mind to love of the spirit. This is a slight generalization of this theory, but it's quite powerful.
Well, for you to be able to adapt any complex philosophical theory into song that is understandable, he's Kyle Thomas Hannigan. He has created Hellenica the Musical. Congratulations!
Thanks,
it's
Sandy.
adorable that you're putting disclaimers. It's like, well, I don't have all the nuances of these deep thoughts, but to be able to get these universal concepts back into conversation through a musical and through Socrates and Plato and in the rest of that ancient Greek world that we will learn about, kind of like Hamilton. I wanted to hear some of that music because as you've been describing Hellenica the Musical so far and how in-depth your research has been, it does remind me of the kind of rich substance of a Hamilton.
Sure.
And to dig that deep and bring to history to life that a lot of us would be like, oh, okay, I'm going to crack a book on that, as opposed to really get engaged.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier about the power of historically accurate fiction, and Hamilton certainly falls into that category without a doubt. But you brought up Plato and Socrates, these two huge pillars in this show. I want to throw it over to Ekene to just chime in a little bit about both those characters.
Yeah, kind of a little bit like Hamilton when you go to history, like having someone who kind of guides you along through the story. So Plato, as the narrator, kind of serves that purpose. There's a really great line early on in the show where he talks about how Socrates never wrote anything down during his entire life. But Plato did record all of these things through his life. So that speaks to his purpose as like the narrator. Is he's the one who wrote all this stuff down. He's the one who tells the story, which then becomes interesting in ways where, he starts using Socrates to kind of espouse his own ideas. And so it's like, what is actual Socrates and what is Plato pretending to be Socrates is like an element of maybe an unreliable narrator a little bit.
That is interesting. And George, how is your role within all of this and writing things down or not writing things down?
Yeah, so Antisthenes is one of Socrates' colleagues throughout his life, and after Socrates' death, continues to found schools of philosophy, which later kind of expand to the basis of Western philosophy. So I think any audience member who appreciates history or studies philosophy or law will recognize concepts and dialogues that are brought up in the show. The Socratic method, or if you've ever run into someone who's very slick with words, the sophistry. There, the sophists end up being some of the antagonists of our show. Or cynicism, which Antisthenes teaches. You see a lot of these methods come up in a really wonderful way and are handled musically and are broken down very artfully to take these very complex concepts and be able to put them into a show. I think it's really, really commendable to the lyricism and the music that Kyle has written.
I do too. I'm so glad you get to hear that, Kyle.
Oh, that's not lost on me. Thanks, George.
Of course, anytime.
Kyle, George, and Ekene, all part of Hellenica, the musical. Stay with us because when we come back, you're going to get your own personal invitation to join them for their public reading on January 30th and 31st. And we'll give you some more behind-the-scenes nuggets. Stay with us here on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Marty's Pizza in Delafield has expanded its delivery zone. Yep, we're sending our heated oven delivery trucks out farther than ever and expanding our footprint. Check out martyspizza.net to find out if you're covered, and we'll send out one of our fleet ASAP to get you great pizza, subs, salads, or our Italian entrees. And for parties of 50 or more, heck, we'll deliver almost anywhere. Just give us a call, and we'll see how we can make it happen for your large group gathering.
Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game.
In 6 minutes. No more?
No less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Oh, I hate to wrap up our Hellenica Hootenanny. This has been a lot of fun. I am Sandy Maxx, and it is my pleasure to turn you on to things that maybe you didn't know about. And this is a brand new musical that is having a public reading here January 30th and 31st at the Marcus Performing Arts Center. But you hear me kind of trailing. I do want to ask you, Kyle Thomas Hanneken, right?
Yeah.
So I started spaced out about your middle name. But Kyle, you're having these readings here, but what is the ultimate goal for Hellenica the musical?
Yeah, I mean, it is admittedly a little unknown. I have ideas for next steps after this public reading. But here's the skinny on this. Here's the risk of what I've done. This is a mega musical with a capital M. When it gets proper funding and producers on board, it will require a very large cast, and a large price tag. Right, theater is expensive to do, so making sure to play the long game in service of this story. But yeah, once it'll probably take a route that is fun and exciting and will facilitate the growth of this show. But yeah, I got ideas for maybe bringing it to a reading to Manhattan in a few months, get some industry folks to experience it there. But also, yeah, kind of open to not knowing the exact path that this will take.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, as they say in Song Sung Blue, dream huge. Go for it. So, Kyle, let's do a quick round robin.
Yeah.
As a farewell.
All right. I'd like to all listeners, please invite you to a public reading of Hellenica the Musical at the Marcus Center for the Performing Arts. Hey, George, what are the dates for that?
It's going to be January 30th and 31st at 7 p.m.
Yes, and you can get tickets at www.marcuscenter.org. If you go to the menu, you can click on tickets, and Hellenica the Musical is on that page. Or you can call the box office at 414-273-7206.
Thank you so much to Kyle, George, and Ekene. Break a leg. And thank you for joining me on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
If you want to add a unique and stunning feature to your home, decorative art glass can be used in a variety of ways to really